Hey everybody, it's Stephanie. Let's talk stitching. Happy Christmas! Happy holidays! Happy Festivus! I hope that you are really enjoying the Christmas season with your families. I hope that your Christmas trees look completely rad with all of your cross-stitch ornaments. I hope that everyone you give cross-stitch to as a gift realizes how completely awesome you really are. Merry Christmas! So, it's a completely overcast day today in Indiana. It's snowing. And there's somebody out there banging around with a hammer, making a homemade Christmas gift. And so, time to make a Flosstube video. So the first thing I want to talk about is the fact that my shop, Lindy Stitches on Etsy, hit 1,000 sales last week. What? Yeah. I hit 1,000 sales. I know to some, like, Etsy people, that would be just like a drop in the bucket. Hoo-ha, who cares? I care. It's a huge deal to me. Each sale that I make is personal. It gives me a happy dance. I know that there is an actual person on the other side of the screen making that purchase, and I'm really thankful. I'm just really grateful. Not only to anyone who contributed to that number, but, you know, my Flosstube friends have been very encouraging, and they just make not only just my personal stitching, but my pattern creating and kit putting together. You guys just make it so much more fun than it would be all by myself. And so whether or not you bought anything from me, thanks for your presence in my life. And before I get all sentimental and weepy, Merry Christmas. Here's to another year of stitching. So in this video I have an FFO to show you. I finished my Brooks Books Advent Animals into a wall hanging, and I think it looks completely awesome. I have my 3 regular whips, a brand new project that I'm working on, and a really neat book I wanted to show you. So let's get started. I have my wall hanging over on the bed right there because I thought it'd be easier than me wrangling it around. So, next clip. Okay, here is my finish of the Brooks Books Advent Animals. I'm super happy with how this wall hanging turned out, although it was a learning experience for me. And but it's hanging on the wall now next to my Christmas tree, and my family likes it. My kids keep stopping by to, like, look at different details, and of course they've all picked their favorite block. So I'm really happy with this project. It entertained me for a year, and then to have the experience of making this into a wall hanging was, I think, something I needed. And so, yeah, overall 5 stars for this project. So I finished it with 4 tabs on the top with that red stripe that kind of coordinates with, like, the candy cane looking borders on the blocks. And then I actually kind of cheated with my fabric choice. Everything I picked seemed a little bit too overwhelming, but I have other projects made with this same fabric in my home. I have a lot of gray stripe and or polka dots, and so I don't know, I really like this fabric. It goes with everything in my opinion. And then I put the pom-pom trim along the edge. I've never sewn with pom-pom trim, and these are pretty big pom-poms. So I'm not really sure whether you're supposed to, like, completely bury the trim edge or not, but I kind of like how it looked sticking out, so I left it kind of sticking out. I don't know if, like, an expert seamstress would come over and be like, "Oh, my lands, look at that." But I don't know, I think it looks fine. yeah, sewing with this, I did not anticipate how challenging it was going to be. I mean, I didn't make any fatal errors, but if you can just imagine, these are in the inside of the seam, so you are, you know, here's your foot, and you're trying to sew this with the pom-poms pushing up on the sandwich in the middle. So that wasn't fun. And my corners, yeah, they're not pointy. They're definitely rounded, and I would know how to make them pointy next time. Yeah, I just rounded them off because in the middle of the wrestling the big sandwich with the pom-poms in the middle, yeah, let's just say the corners got rounded. Really, I should have cut the trim exactly right before the seam allowance on both sides, and that would have let me have those pointy corners, but that didn't happen. So, you know what, my family really doesn't care. And then my, the Joann's has, you know, just these regular old dowel rods, and you can buy these little balls for the end, and that's a wrap. I'm really happy with it. Oh, one other issue I had was the interfacing. I tend to do this to myself. I've done it several times. Where I am standing in the interfacing aisle and not knowing what weight I should buy. And I always go heavier instead of lighter. And I need to stop doing that. So if I'm trying to make a choice between this one or that one, I'll always go heavier, and I think I go too heavy because I was trying to match the weight of the Aida in the middle, which is kind of a thick fabric, you know. So this is like a medium weight, like home decor interfacing, and I think that was a mistake, and it made it a little bit too thick. But live and learn, right? Don't go too heavy. Kind of an interfacing weight addict, and I go too far with it. So, Brooks Books Advent Animals, 2 thumbs up. If you're hesitating on this project, the time to start is now. Okay, so let me show you my whips. Let's start with Song of Solomon Ship Sampler by Robin Melia, which looks like this. I will link it down below. I'm doing this on 32 count lamb's wool lugana, and I finished the Eternal border. Do you think that my border matched up? Oh no, it didn't. I didn't actually get to the meeting point before I realized there was an error, but you know what? I just kept on trucking and I shoved it all in. I don't think that you'd be able to find my error unless you were actually stitching this piece, but I can see it. It would involve me ripping out nearly an entire the entire top of it. So I'm gonna keep stitching and see if I personally can just get over it, because I really don't want to rip it out. But if it, you know, if it sets me off every time I pick this piece up, then I'm gonna have to rip it out. But there's where we are. I am trying to pick a ship color, which is the biggest color decision in this piece, and I can't commit. So I might have to Instagram poll that one. So that's Song of Solomon Ship Sampler. Here's Giant Harry Potter by Clouds Factory. I'm stitching this on 32 count light blue lugana by Wichelt. And here's where we're at. Now these swirly things are the halfway point. So I'm almost halfway done. Normally I leave my whips at a good stopping point. I could not. I just couldn't. I'm having a hard time persevering through this piece. I find it very boring. Like, I couldn't even finish this word. I couldn't do it. So I guess it's a good thing that I'm almost halfway through, because I'm over it. I like it. It's really cute, and I'm gonna finish it for the children, but boy, I really have to love those children. So, that's Giant Harry Potter. I feel like I'm turning yellow. I don't know what my camera's doing, but... Alright, the next whip is Anaphora Screw, which I'm sure you all know what it looks like, but I'll show it to you anyway. This is by Rosewood Manor. It's gigantic. It has 103 colors. I'm ready to be done with like all my giant whips. I'm ready to be done. I really enjoy this piece, and I'm not ready to be done with the piece. I'm ready for a third of my DMC collection to be stolen by this piece. Here it is. I finished another page on the bottom, basically. And this little empty tree is where you put your year and initials. And you know I wasn't going to fill that in because who knows, right? I hope it's 2017, but I don't know. Can you sense I'm kind of just over over these projects? I suddenly realized in the middle of Expecto Patronus that I know what my deal is. I was slowly killing my stitchy bug. And the reason is because all three of my whips... Oh, and I have another one I didn't bring out. Let me show you that one. Here There Be Monsters is my other one, which I've kind of put away for like a fall project. Because I got tired of stitching on this one too. This is Here There Be Monsters by Elizabeth's Needlework Designs. I dyed my own overdyed floss and fabric for this one. This one's on Aida because I wanted it to be my car / sitting with the kids while they're doing their schoolwork piece. So here's where I am on this one. And I do really like how it's coming out. I think it's cute. But this whip has the same problem as all my other whips. And I will tell you what that is in a second. So yeah, I'm putting away Here There Be Monsters for now. It just feels like a fall piece. I don't know. So my problem with all my whips is that they are all the same type of stitching. They're all motif stitching. And by that I mean there's no dimension to any of them. Anaphora Screw has a little bit of dimension in the trees, like, you know, you might have a couple different colors in the leaves or the flowers. There's a tiny bit of dimension, but all the rest of them, look at them, motif, over and over again. Anaphora Screw is little tree motifs. Harry Potter is, oh boy, tons of just flat motifs. I realized that. I was like, no wonder I'm getting bored. There's no dimension. There's no, like, picture coming together. I really enjoy that about some of my medium-sized projects from last year, you know. I like that process of shading. Shading, backstitching. I'm a person that really likes backstitching at the end of the piece. I really like that. I like how the picture is emerging and then you backstitch and it looks awesome. Like, all my projects were boring me to death. So I started something new. I do get the World of Cross Stitching. I don't talk about that, but I do get it in the mail. And I opened this up and I was like, this is the, sorry, I just put that in your face. I can't can never find the date on these. November 2016 issue of the World of Cross Stitching. This is Festive Friends by Margaret Sherry, and I had to do it. It is adorable. Where is it? So I literally have been working on this nonstop since November 17th. Like, I haven't touched any of my other projects. I'm just working on this. And I'm having a blast. Here's where I'm at. Now, this did have a lot of boring stitching in it. The same kind of stitching I've been complaining about. The snow, you know, was like a whole skein of white. The mailbox. I am a person, I save the best for last. I do this in many areas of my life. Whenever I was a kid and I ate Lucky Charms, I always ate the nasty brown bits and then ate all the marshmallows. So that's what I do with my projects a lot. I got all the boring stitching out of the way, made the telephone box and all the telephone box, mailbox, and the snow, and now I'm getting to the awesome part of the mouse and the adorable cat in the scarf. This piece kind of started me on a Margaret Sherry obsession, as in spending way too much time on the internet looking at Margaret Sherry stuff. And the reason is, not that I'm so turned on by cartoon animals, but this cat, her cats, I like her cats. They're all really fat and really fluffy, which, like, is my cat. Like, this is always the profile. He's always a big tubber, and that's my cat, and so, I don't know. Yeah. Okay. So, Festive Friends. I'm really having a good time with this. I've learned some, you know, because of all that, I have learned, I didn't say the fabric. This is 14 count damask Aida. It's a one-off from Silk Weaver. And I want to talk to you more about damask Aida in another video because I love it. What I was saying is I've learned some lessons about, like, what projects I choose. In other words, I love all these projects, I love stitching on them, but the combination of them was wrong. So, you know, in choosing projects, I have to keep that in mind, that, yeah, I might genuinely like the piece, and I might genuinely like stitching on it, but am I genuinely going to like it in the combination of whatever else I've got going on? So I need some variety. That's what I'm trying to say. Lessons with Steph. Okay, so the last thing I want to show you is a book I got from Amazon. Of course, ridiculously cheap. I ordered this to get up to the $35 free shipping because I don't have Amazon Prime, in all honesty. So this was $5, and it is Brenda Key's Traditional Samplers. I ordered this having no idea what was in it or if I would like it. I think it's a win. I'll show you just a couple pieces from the book in case you're interested. I did think the cover image was pretty cute. This is just a little, you know, done by a little girl sampler whose name was Posse Kirkwood. And then there's a few projects in here that I was interested in. I'll save the best for last. So here, you can you tell I'm not used to holding books? Okay. This is a golden and silver wedding sampler design. Of course the frames are gaudy and the pictures are terrible, but I thought this would be really pretty in some variegated floss. For those old married people, you know. This one I just bookmarked because the squirrels look like they're on drugs. Right here. Can you see them? Talk about some dancing squirrels! Okay. Don't do drugs, kids. And then, okay, so honestly, there's not a giant amount of amazing stuff, but, you know, little cute stuff. This is a little girl's birth sampler. I just like the 3 girls in a row jumping rope together. I thought that was really cute right here. Okay, and then the pattern that made the book worth it to me is this bird sampler. And I actually was on Brenda Key's website looking at this to buy the pattern, and I thought, I don't know. It's kind of a long story, but there is a Instagram account that I stalk like a mad stalker. The handle is TH Menke. I will put it down below if you want to stalk this person as well. I think she's from Japan, so it's okay that I stalk her. I don't even know how to talk to her. But everything she stitches, I'm like, yeah, I want that. She picks unique pieces, or pieces that I wouldn't pick, like I would never pick, but then she stitches them and it's like, wowzas, I need that in my life. And so this piece she stitched, it was gorgeous, and it's in this book for $5. It is, you know, horrible photography. This bird sampler, it's really pretty if you don't do it on like an old yellowed piece of fabric. And the verse on it says, the bird which soars on highest wing builds on the ground her lowly nest, and she that doth most sweetly sing, sings in the shade when all things rest. And then you can put the year and your name on it. Isn't that pretty? So yeah. Stalker, stalker. This girl, she also posts like pictures of succulents, you know, the plants, that are like gorgeous. So when my birthday came around, I was like, honey, I want you to take me to Lowe's and buy me a succulent. It's like, okay. Whatever you want, dear. So we went to Lowe's and I picked out this gorgeous green succulent. It had these beautiful like tendrils of pink. Like, they look like flowers. They weren't actually flowers, but it was just so pretty. It was so Instagrammable. And I have it right here on my desk. And I've been slowly killing it. Look at it. I'm easily influenced. So that is all I have for you today. Merry Christmas. I hope to be here after Christmas to do like a fun little year wrap-up video and to show you what I've got coming next year. I look forward to your end of the year wrap-up videos. Happy holidays. I will see you guys in a couple weeks. Bye. P.S. Cats will lay on everything that is precious to you. This is a scientifically proven fact.